The split second where Travis Kelce's plant foot digs into the turf, just outside the numbers left knee bending at that perfect 45-degree torque, hip swiveling like he's about to explode into a crossover dribble on hardwood instead of grass, creates this violent spatial anomaly. The linebacker lunges, thinking he's got leverage, but Kelce's already ghosted into the dead zone, that pocket of air where the zone coverage collides with man principles and nobody wins. The ball arrives on a laser trajectory, and in that micro moment of physics meeting geometry, the defense fractures. And that's exactly the kind of insanity I dragged you into the RedZone Kingdom film room for today, to stare straight into the soul of Travis Kelce's game in 2025 and see why, even at 36 with the mileage of 13 seasons carved into his frame, he's still bending defenses in ways that feel almost unfair. I noticed it first on that Week 3 pivot route against a disguised Cover 3 shell. Kelce stems vertical like he's running a go, forces the safety to honor the deep third, then plants and whips back inside with this basketball-style backdoor cut shoulders square one way, feet slicing the opposite direction. The geometry collapses. The underneath hook defender gets caught in conflict, hips flipped wrong, and suddenly there's 5 yards of untouched grass. Kelce doesn't just sit in the hole. He positions himself like a power forward sealing off the baseline, using his 6'5" frame to shield while his hands stab out at the exact millisecond the window opens. It's not route running, it's spatial warfare. Manipulates the defender's eyes and feet before they even realize the play's live. In my view, this is where Kelce's basketball roots bleed through clearest. He grew up on the court, learning to read help defense, to slip into seams when the big man rolls and the guard collapses. Translate that to the NFL. Zone coverage becomes a 2-3 shell he's attacking like pick and roll spacing. But he drifts to the nail, finds the soft spot between levels, and waits not passively, but actively ready to burst if the quarterback pumps. That dead zone mastery turned his 2025 numbers into something quietly elite. 76 grabs for 851 yards and 5 scores on 108 targets. Yards per reception jumped to 11.2 after a brutal drop-off the year before. Yards after catch spiked because he wasn't just catching, he was catching in space he created himself. Fewer targets, sure, but higher efficiency, explosive bursts, because the positioning friction he generates forces defenses into impossible choices. Watch the biomechanics on his releases. Against man coverage, he doesn't rely on pure speed anymore. He uses stem and shake technique, violent upper body fakes that sell vertical, then a subtle hip sink to break inside or out. The defender bites on the shoulder dip, overcommits, and Kelce counters with a flat-footed plant that redirects force vector straight into the break. Physics here is brutal. His mass at 250 pounds gives him momentum advantage in those short area collisions, turning what should be contested catches into routine ones. Root friction? He creates it deliberately. A subtle hand chop at the line, a shoulder dip to manipulate press leverage, then boom, he's into his stem, forcing the corner or safety into conflict before the route even develops fully. I keep coming back to those red zone snaps. Kelce doesn't run fade after fade. He exploits the geometry of the end zone like a chess master. On one particular 3rd and goal from the 8, he aligns tight to the formation, motions across, settles in the flat, then explodes on a whip route that curls back to the pylon. The linebacker has to choose, sit on the curl or crash the flat. Mensus dustens, tek the lech disilodos kest. He chooses wrong because Kelce timed the break to quarterback's hitch step perfect mental sequencing. Ball arrives chest high, defender's arm swipes late, and Kelce's hands clamp like vices. Touchdown. That's not athleticism alone, that's understanding spatial anomalies at a level most players never reach. As YAC production tells the story, 2 averaging north of 6 yards after contact in key stretches, because once the ball's in his hands, he turns into that downhill freight train with guard-like balance. Defenders bounce off his frame when he lowers his pads, uses his off arm to create separation, and keeps churning. It's trench warfare after the catch, and Kelce wins most of those individual battles through sheer will and body control honed from years of posting up in the paint. Looking ahead to 2026, with the contract talks heating up and his body still responding after that bounce-back campaign, I see Travis Kelce returning for one more calculated run. The Chiefs' offense needs that gravitational pull he creates, the way he draws coverage gravity and warps the entire field geometry. If he comes back, expect even sharper dead zone occupation, refined ad-lib adjustments mid-route, and perhaps a shift toward more motion-based releases to keep his legs fresh. He's not chasing records anymore. He's chasing that final piece of dynasty immortality, using every ounce of his basketball brain positioning to exploit whatever defensive looks get thrown his way. This man has redefined what a tight end can be, not just a receiver, but a living spatial disruptor. And if he laces him up again, defenses better study the tape hard, because the micro moments he owns will keep deciding games.